space, the final frontier. And it may very well be the final frontier for Alex Kurtzman, because we have an update to that rumour of the Great Reset. Yeah, now you remember I did a video there a while ago that apparently Skydance was looking to pretty much run out Kurtzman's contract, not renew it, and just do a great reset of all things Trek. So all this stuff that's in production now with them, get rid of it and put it on ice for a while and then bring it back. We, as I just said, we got an update to this, so, and it sounds interesting, but we're going to have a look at it. So, a new rumor claims Skydance is seriously considering ending its relationship with Alex Kurtzman's secret Hideout production company, effectively shutting down the current Star Trek era and putting the franchise on hold. This follows earlier reports on the rumored Star Trek Great Reset, where Skydance was said to be considering scrapping the Kurtzman era entirely once the Paramount merger goes through. Now, a new update from the same source offers even more detail on the possible timeline. According to the report, Skydance has been seeking legal clarification on what happens if they don't renew Kurtzman's deal. A strong sign the studio may be preparing to move on once the Paramount merger is finalized. It's also claimed that no discussions, formal or informal, have taken place with Secret Hideout about extending the partnership. Even more telling, Skydance is reportedly asking how soon they can bring in a new creative team after Strange New Worlds wraps, suggesting the decision may already be made. But even if Kurtzman is out and a new team is fast-tracked, fans likely won't see anything on screen until 2029 or 2030, due to the typical production timeline. The rumour comes from the Tachyon Pulse podcast, who has been dropping lots of scoops out of the UK as of late. The YouTuber claims to have another source who filled them in that Skydance is preparing to move on from Kurtzman's secret hideout. While not presented as confirmed information, the YouTuber says it's a strong indication of what could be coming, saying, "This really is a very strong indicator that they are not going to give Secret Hideout a new deal." The YouTuber explains that Skydance is reportedly looking into what happens if they don't renew Kurtzman's contract, saying, "If the boss is asking for them to get legal clarification on what they do when they don't give him a new contract, that feels like they've decided what they're doing." He also suggests there's no delay clause like there was with Marvel at Netflix years ago, meaning Skydance could immediately move forward with a new team, saying, "Apparently there's nothing like that in this contract. So as soon as Secret Hideout stops working on Star Trek, as soon as Strange New Worlds is done, Skydance is allowed to move forward with somebody new." Now, just for clarification for anyone wondering what the hell that part meant, with Marvel, keep in mind, Marvel Studios at Disney and stuff didn't have full control or anything really to do with the Netflix Marvel. It was basically name and name alone, really. But when the contract ended and Disney kind of pulled the contract from Netflix, the Netflix still had in place, part of the contract was that the shows could remain and they couldn't use those characters for X amount of time. That's why when Disney took full control of Marvel, so you never got Daredevil and Jessica Jones and the Defenders and all this stuff immediately. That's why they had to wait. Same, this is what this is talking about here, is that that's not the case with the Secret Hideout contract, that if they get rid of them, they don't have to wait. There's no, oh, we have to keep Strange New Worlds on the platform and all that. No, they can just immediately move forward. So that's what that part is talking about there. So this continues saying, and perhaps the clearest hint that Kurtzman's out, the YouTuber said, they've not asked for any projections or had any sort of conversations with Secret Hideout about renewing the deal. I'm told they've had none. Finally, he adds a sobering timeline. Even if Skydance are really on the ball, we won't get anything on screen until 2029 to 2030. And that all makes sense. You know, you don't want to end it now and then immediately start production on something brand new and go, oh, it's going to be out next year, 2027. You need that time period to kind of let basically the bad taste of this crap leave, make people start to kind of wonder and miss Star Trek again, and then bring it back. But you need to bring it back, and the first thing you need to do is something people were hoping Russell T Davies was going to do when he came back to Doctor Who and didn't happen, was you need to remove this from the timeline. Now, as I've spoken a lot about, and I will do so again in this, is the fact that the timeline in Kurtzman Trek is basically, it's not the prime timeline. All the dates they've put out and stuff, even throughout Strange New Worlds, proves that this is not in the real timeline, the prime timeline, where the original series took place. TNG, DS9, Voyager, and even Enterprise. Because they've set so many different dates for events that we know happened earlier and at certain times in the prime timeline. So it's easier to just come in and say, yeah, from Discovery all the way up to Star Trek Academy, none of it is in the prime timeline. That includes Picard, seasons 1 to 3. None of it is in the prime timeline. Start afresh, go back to the original style of Star Trek, and set it further. Set it in the 25th century. Put it in the early start of the 25th century to the mid 25th century. And really get going and make it look and feel and sound like Star Trek again. First thing you do, turn the goddamn lights on. That's what you need to do. Then make the sets look like proper Star Trek sets. Make the uniforms look like proper Star Trek uniforms. There's no argument about the uniforms in Kurtzman Trek. All of them, in every season, every show, look like cosplay. Bad cosplay. Like the fact that you could see all the seams and the zips and everything. Like, anyone that knows Star Trek and knows the story of Gene Roddenberry when it came to the uniforms and stuff, the reason in seasons 1 and 2 of TNG they had those skin tight suits is because Gene Roddenberry believed there should be no creases on the uniforms. That technology would have gone so far and be so prim and proper, there would be 0 creases in a uniform. And you could just see creases all over the bloody uniforms in Kurtzman Trek. Get rid of all them, get proper uniforms, all that, proper Star Trek music, and for God's sake, bring back the proper designs of the ships. No more things that look like box cutters or pizza cutters or something like that. These just weird, horrendous shapes, including, oh, the nacelles don't actually need to be attached to the ship anymore. Like, what? Yeah, bring back proper, real Star Trek. And Star Trek the whole family can watch. No more F-bombs or any bad language in there. No more eyeballs being ripped out and heads being cut off. No more of that crap. Get back to proper, original, true Star Trek. And my God, we'll all be there. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Live long and prosper. And I'll catch you in the next one.